I mean, I love his approach, by the way. I have such mad respect for anyone that operates that way because I think is a great way. It just is so good because it kind of breaks this notion that tech Twitter has that, oh, well, you have to use all these expensive services. You need to use all these kind of things because if you don't use all this kind of stuff, if you're not using the latest version of React, if you're not using the latest version of this, you're going to simply, you're simply not going to make it as a startup. It's impossible. And it's just like, no, that's not software. Like most of software isn't the new stuff. Most of software is old, crappy software that someone has to maintain. And it actually is really, really great and has lots of really hard problems. And if you look at it differently, it's actually fantastic.
For people who don't know, his tech stack in terms of web development is PHP, jQuery, and SQLite.
Yeah, all great stuff. I'm just surprised he still uses jQuery, just given the fact that at this point on the modern web, everything is, you have document query selector and add event listener click, right? It pretty much has everything you already need. It has DOM content load. Like all the reasons I used jQuery back in the day was adding a click on a button was like hard. You had to deal with IE7, IE8, IE9, right? Like those are hard differences. Whereas now it's just so easy. I'm just surprised it's even that.
I mean, that's definitely a trade-off. I still use the exact same stack, PHP, jQuery, and different flavors of SQL. But the question there is, you keep using jQuery because you can get the job done really fast, and there's no significant performance hit that you detect. So, like, why switch to something else? But it's always probably, as we'll talk about, good to explore and to learn.
Not all tools are great at solving all problems. And so what you think is really, like, the problem is you run into this kind of trade-off, which is you have some tool belt that you're very adept with. You know all the ins and outs. There's no unknown unknowns, but there's no surprises in this. You know what you're building. You know what you're getting into. You will go through and you will be able to solve the problem. But if you ever use a different language or a different experience, you can find that some things are able to represent states way easier in a way more efficient way. And you can solve problems really efficiently in some versus the other. And so it's like, if you don't take the time to explore as well, you could be missing out on something that makes you twice as good on this one specific problem, like subset. And so I kind of value being able to look at all problems. And so I don't want to get stuck on one thing, though I see why people do, which is for the efficiency's sake.